Welcome to In Our Community. I'm Suzanne Barnett, your host, and tonight we are having such a special show. I would like to introduce the Peninsulaires chorus, and I've got these two big wheels here. Very important. We'll start with you, Steve Salmons. You are the artistic director.
Yes.
And Mr. Jim Sherman, you are the president.
Correct.
I'm very impressed. But I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay?
Sure.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're both here.
Well,
and I'm
for having
honored to be able to interview you. Really. Okay. Who are the Peninsulaires?
Peninsulaires are the primary performing group, of course, of about 30 to 35 men of the Palo Alto Mountain View chapter of the Barbershop Harmony Society. The Barbershop Harmony Society has been around since 1938, just celebrated their 75th anniversary, and our chapter has just celebrated its 65th anniversary.
But you all are too young to have been the pioneers.
Most of us. Most of us.
Most of them.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the age group?
They're anywhere from, our chorus, we have 20-year-olds up to 80-year-olds.
That's very, very impressive. And this is a barbershop, right? We're going to have a barbershop octet.
Yes.
But why is barbershop different?
Barbershop is a style that sort of rose in the late 19th and early 20th century. It's an a cappella form, originally sung in quartets, four gentlemen. We're doing an octet tonight, basically two on each part. And our chorus, as I said, 30 to 35, but we still sing the basic four-part harmony. Primary hallmarks of the style are a cappella, four-part harmony, consonant chords, so we don't have a lot of dissonance, not a lot of modern chords, and the big hallmark for us is what we call the barbershop seventh chord. It's a four-part chord that just really locks and rings and gives us that definitive barbershop sound. But
what is it like not to have accompaniment? You know, the music, someone playing the piano, etc.
It's freeing in some sense. We're not tied to the strict rhythm of a drummer or a backup band or anything like that. But along with it comes a lot of responsibility. We have to make sure we maintain pitch and keep in key because we don't have a reminder behind us from instruments. But creating that four-part harmony, and when we really lock it in what we call lock and ring barbershop, you actually hear overtones on top of that sound. So it sounds like more than four voices, and that's it's just raises the hair on the back of your arms. It's
so thrilling.
It is.
For both
it is
of you?
Great fun to generate those chords, and you can feel the chords as well as hear them.
How does that happen, Jim?
Quite often, I've been doing barbershop
how do
harmony.
You feel it in your body?
It just the hair on your arm feels like it's going right.
It's a visceral feeling, and the words I've heard before, and I was about to say, it's soul satisfying. It's just deep down in the soul, and for whatever reason it is, and it makes us smile when we sing it, and audiences tend to smile when they hear it.
Well, why aren't more people in the barbershop quartets, octets?
We're a bit too insular at times. We're still a very well kept secret, and basically barbershop harmony, as exciting as it is, it's not out there. It's not the popular style of today as it was in the early 20th century. We're not rap, we're not rock. So just getting out there in the community is a little more difficult and getting the exposure. But those who are exposed to it and love it come back.
And how long have you been in?
I'm starting my 51st year
oh my
right
goodness. Now. And what about you, Steve?
I've been a member since early '88, and I've been director of the chorus for 25 years. I started in '89.
Boy, there must be something there. You have dancing girls secretly or something?
No, we just love to sing.
Yeah, I know. And where do you perform?
We perform in various places and various types of venues. We do two major shows a year. For instance, we have a spring show coming up, April 27th, a matinee in Santa Clara. And we do a cabaret dinner show in the fall, usually in November, in Palo Alto. And then we do other performances throughout the community during the year, senior residences, the Palo Alto Farmers Market, we appear there twice a year, and we do a lot of singing at the holiday season as well.
How did the Peninsulaires get started?
I'm not exactly sure how our chapter formed. I know it originally formed as a San Carlos chapter in 1948, founded in November of 48. Eventually became known as the Peninsula chapter, and then we eventually changed our name to Palo Alto Mountain View to reflect sort of the community where we serve. The Barbershop Harmony Society itself was formed in 1938 by two businessmen who happened to meet in a hotel lobby one time. They were on business, and they started talking about the barbershop style, which was starting to disappear, and they sent out a letter and invited 26 men to, well, they invited a bunch of men, 26 showed up to the first meeting, and that was the birth of what was then known as the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America.
How do you get new members?
Well, we try to advertise whenever we're singing, whenever we're doing shows, whether it's our annual shows. We also put on a voice clinic once or twice a year, and we just try to invite anybody who wants to sign up, male singers who would like to learn more about the art of singing. And if they hear the barbershop chords and everything, many of those will hopefully come join. And there are chapters throughout the country.
Called the Peninsulaires?
No, they're all different.
Oh.
Different chapter names.
We're part of the Far Western District, which formed in 1946.
I see.
But there's 25,000 barbershoppers around right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it is popular. Wait till the audience hears you all. Here's one of the things I asked before we we got on air, is do you have to memorize the songs, and how do you do that?
Yes, we memorize the music. All of our members memorize the music. We sing, without music in our hands, and part of that is because it's much better to deliver a song without a piece of music between you and the audience. And we sometimes do some simple choreography with the music as well. How we learn the music, we provide, and most chapters now provide their members with learning tracks, so they're either digital or on tape or CD, which has their part and the other parts, and they can learn off of that, learn the notes, learn the music. And it's just a lot of drilling and repetition to learn the music.
It's so good for your brains.
Keeps you young.
Yeah. That's why you all look so good for 40-year-olds, right?
Well, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
No, there must be something to it. You both are very, very cute, really.
And thank you. There have been studies that not just barbershop singers, but people in general who sing for life, which was one of our mottos in barbershop, sing for life, live longer, live healthier, because one, we breathe better. we know how to breathe right to sing, and we keep the brain active. And there are definitely a release of endorphins when we're singing and enjoying the music, and all of those promote better health and living.
Well, you two are inspirational. You're probably going to have so many men calling you to join the Peninsulaires.
Yes.
We welcome that. That's when we're talking about members. We welcome members to come to any meet, or guests to come to any meeting. We meet on Tuesday nights in the city of Sunnyvale.
Every week.
Every week.
Every Tuesday.
Okay. Let me ask you, I don't think you were thinking about this question. Do you have some event that you would like to tell us about that was really special?
Yeah.
Good or bad?
Coming up, or something that we've done in the
right
past?
now. I mean, not now. No. It's going to be wonderful. No, but in the times that you have performed, has there been any special
there are a few from the chorus. I'm going to defer to you because you've been doing this a long time, and you were a member of a district champion quartet back in the 70s, so I think you probably have something.
I have had the thrill of singing in Hawaii, to England, all over the United States, plus Canada, and it's hard to pick out one specific one. I know we sang for a couple's. They had a party at one of our international conventions, and they had just gotten married. And so it was kind of their reception afterward, and we sang for them. and it's very hard to sing a love ballad when you have a lump in your throat, but we made it through. But it's wonderful. That's how the music works.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad event?
Not that we talk about.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
No.
What if someone's off key, during a performance? How do you handle that?
Just keep singing and you work through it. Part of what we do when we're rehearsing is trying to make sure those aren't there, but the other part of the process of rehearsing is learning to sing through a performance. Even if something starts to fall off, don't always stop and go back. You got to learn how to sing through that as well and recover from it. So.
Well, it's like those Olympic skaters.
Exactly.
When they
Right.
fall, they get up, and
Yes.
you never know. They're devastated. But
It does happen in a performance, and you just have to be able to shift and continue.
Yeah.
what do you think you do for the community?
We do a few things for the community. One, again, just our chapter organization. Our chapter in particular is built around music education, and we incorporate that not only during our chapter meetings with our members and teaching them better of how to sing and how to perform, but we provide that sort of element of education even during our performances. We tell them a little bit about what the barbershop style is about. We're actually going to do a little demo when we sing for you tonight, just explaining real quick how the parts go together, and educate the people about the music we sing. We tend to sing music from the earlier 20th century, and there's a history around a lot of those songs and the music of that era.
Well, you know what? You said just the right thing, Steve, because we are going to see the octet sing right now.
Okay.
Great.
You two are just great, really.
Thank you
I'm
very
very,
much.
very impressed.
Thank you.
Thank
Here
you.
we go.
Thank you very much. Well, as I said earlier, we're going to talk a little bit real quick about how the barbershop style is put together. As we said, it's 4-part harmony. Really, it's 3-part harmony to a melody line. And the 4 parts each have their own name. We'll start with the lead. I'm the lead. We're going to use 4 of us to do the demo here. And the lead sings the melody most of the time. We're going to pick an old-time barbershop song to demo the song. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. That's the melody, that's the lead part. Well, that's kind of boring. It's not really barbershop. So we need to put a foundation under that. That's the bass. This is Chuck. And Jim behind him also sings bass. And so when we put the lead and bass together, we get some harmony starting to pour together here. See? My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. And you may already start to hear a little bit of that locking that's going on between those two parts. As a matter of fact, when we're working together in a quartet, lead and bass are working together a lot before we even add the other two parts in. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier is one of the other hallmarks of our style is the tenor part, which harmonizes above the melody most of the time. And that's unique to our style. There's a few others that do it, but it's very much a required part of ours. Tenor here, Chuck is going to sing the tenor. His friend Al also sings with him in the octet. We'll put these three parts together. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. And that's pretty nice. We now have chords happening, because you need three notes to form chords. Lots of famous trios out there, and we can be done.
No.
No?
Pretty boring.
Okay. Well, we have one other part, and they're actually the most important part in some respects. The bass is almost always supporting below, and the tenor is always doing his thing above the melody line. Baritone has to fill in any missing notes to give us that four-part harmony. So sometimes he's singing above the melody, he sings a little more tenor-like, and other times he's singing below the melody, a little more bass-like. They're very... Yeah, they've got a lot of things they've got to do. So, and their part is so unique. We're going to have Dave over here. His friend Jeff behind him also sings baritone. We're going to have Dave sing the baritone line by himself.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. I think that's kind of pretty.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Actually, it fits in so well. And I should mention Dave behind me here is the other lead singer. So I've now introduced all the members of the octet as well. When we put all four of those parts together, you won't even notice the baritone's weird little line. It actually fits everything together. Let's sing it, guys. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. My rose, the bloom from my wild Irish rose. Wild Irish rose. Thank you. And that's how we put it all together. Now, as I mentioned earlier during the interview, we sing a lot of songs from the early 20th century, and those first two songs are very much in that time period. But we sing some newer songs. Newer for us include like the 1950s. That's modern music to us. And here's an example of a modern song that we sing. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Oh, when the sun beats down and burns a tar upon the roof, bum 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 bum. And your shoes get so hot you wish your tired feet would fire bum 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 bum. Under the boardwalk down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Bum 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 bum. Under the boardwalk, the sun. Under the boardwalk,
having some fun under the boardwalk. Walking above under the boardwalk. Falling in love under the boardwalk. Boardwalk. Bum 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 bum. The happy sound of the carousel. Bum 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 bum. You can almost taste the hot dogs and French fries they sell under the boardwalk down by the sea. Yeah, on a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Bum 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 bum. Under the boardwalk, the sun under the boardwalk, having some fun under the boardwalk, walking above under the boardwalk, falling in love under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to close with one more song. Irving Berlin, a prolific composer of the 20th century, wrote hundreds of songs, and this is one of our favorite. It's a ballad, it's a gorgeous song, and I'll sing it for you right now.
Dreams will all come true, growing old with you, and time will fly, carrying each day more than the day before, till spring rolls by. Then when the springtime has gone, then will my love linger on. I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. When the things you plan seem to need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always, always. Days may not be fair always. Please remember that's when I'll be there always, always. Not for just an hour, not for just another day, not for just a year, but always, not a day or years, always.
Bravo, bravo. Is this a hot, cool octet? Oh, you guys were wonderful, really. And I just know that all thank you, audience, for being here too. It's very exciting to have you. But please mention again your next event.
Our next event, we're doing a show on April 27th. That's a Sunday matinee, 2:30 in the afternoon in Santa Clara at the Mission City Center for the Performing Arts on Monroe Avenue. And love to have you there. Our website, you can visit us at www. There's a tag. Okay.
Okay.
It will be there.
Anyway, this group is absolutely fabulous. It really, you're awesome. And thank you, and the best of luck. Keep a moving another 50, 78 years. Okay. In our next life, right? Anyway, I want to thank our wonderful group. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. Bravo, bravo. And thank this wonderful audience. It's really exciting to have an audience. And you all, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, we couldn't have done this without our crew. And Dave back here is a very important person. You're a producer, aren't you, Dave?
Correct.
Yay, yay for Dave. Also, I would like to thank our audience for watching. What would we do without our audience, right? Our viewers. So, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I always say this, I can't wait to see you next time, really. Bye-bye.